coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, police on Grand Bahama seizing high-powered weapons, ammunition, and marijuana in a major bust. Plus, Silver Airways cancels all flights to South Bimini Airport until August 2nd. We'll tell you why. And a tropical wave puts the country on alert. 60% chance of formation, according to local meteorologists. The Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, in a groundbreaking operation, police officials have struck a major blow against crime, seizing an arsenal of high-powered weapons, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and a substantial amount of suspected marijuana. This significant bust, driven by crucial intelligence, has led to the arrest of one individual. Aja Kwan has the full details on this high-stakes operation.
It is a sight to see here at the Royal Bahamas Police Force Grand Bahama headquarters, as a large amount of high-powered weapons and a large quantity of suspected marijuana was seized by police on Monday evening. Assistant Commissioner of Police for the Northern Bahamas, Shanton Knowles, calling this operation a major success.
What you're seeing before us last night is the result of officers from our department here, our anti-gang and firearm department here on Grand Bahama, obtaining information, developing that information, and executing.
5 high-powered weapons, 1 pistol, over 500 rounds of ammunition, and 11 pounds of suspected marijuana were all discovered in a home in the eastern part of the island. According to the island's top cop, the officers were acting on intelligence that resulted in the major seizure.
The officers from the anti-gang and firearms unit, along with officers from our customs department, executed a search warrant on a home in the eastern part of the city of Freeport. A 45-year-old Bahamian male is in custody in connection with this operation.
Although the Bahamian man is not previously known to police, ACP Knowles emphasized that investigations are ongoing to determine if he acted alone.
As we investigate and find anyone who conspire, then they will be taken into custody and likely to be charged also.
When asked if the guns had been used in any criminal activities, ACP Knowles stated that the firearms will be sent to the nation's capital for testing. However, she noted that they appear to be fairly new and pose a significant danger to the community. She commends her officers for their diligence and effective action.
We are proud that our officers were able to develop this information and show the people here in Grand Bahama that we are on the streets, we are listening, and we are certainly acting.
ACP Knowles highlights the ongoing concerns about the prevalence of illegal weapons in the Northern Bahamas.
We need them. We need the information to find them. My team is quite capable of going and getting them. We just need more partnership with the community to get that information to us.
She also extends her gratitude to members of the public for their trust in the police force and their continuous support by providing crucial information that enables swift action. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Quant.
Switching gears now, the swift action of local police officers have resulted in 3 men behind bars for questioning into a recent armed robbery case. Chief Superintendent of Police Darrell Ware singing the praises of his officers in hopes for their continued hard work and dedication. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
Officers on Grand Bahama have been swift to resolving matters on the island, most recently with the arrest and recovery of funds following an armed robbery. Chief Superintendent of Police Darrell Ware in a recent press conference commending the hard work of the officers, but also commending the public for their assistance. As the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department, Ware had nothing but high praise for his officers' recent performances. Shortly after 10 a.m. last Thursday, a business establishment in the bonded area was reportedly robbed at gunpoint by one adult male who ran off with a substantial amount of money. Due to a quick turnaround in their investigations,
that led to the arrest of a 21-year-old and a 23-year-old, all Bahamian males. The alleged vehicle used in this offense and a firearm was recovered. A substantial amount of cash was also recovered. The matter is currently at the Attorney General's office, and we're waiting word from them with hopes of putting these males before the court sometime this week. Additionally, one of the males would also be charged with a firearm-related matter that occurred in the Cavill Beach area on Sunday, the 21st of July.
And in a most recent instance this past Saturday, July 27th.
Shortly after 6 p.m., we received a sexual assault report that occurred in the South Bahama area. It's alleged that by a female that a 17-year-old niece was sexually assaulted by a family friend. Officers responded, and due to quick work, we were able to bring a 38-year-old Jamaican national into custody, and he is currently assisting us with this investigation.
The Chief Superintendent credits a high morale among officers working under Assistant Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles that has led to the swift work completed in recent months. He also highlights officers genuinely living up to the pledge they made to protect and serve.
We are just out there doing what we are mandated and paid to do. We've been getting good support from the general public, and our investigative skills just kick in and just go out there and doing it.
And it takes two to tango. To the general public and business community, Ware is grateful for their assistance and support and remains confident those partnerships will continue.
We'll urge our business communities to continue to be vigilant, continue to put a mechanism in place in terms of good camera system and security officers to help. We continue to try to do our best to keep this society safe and keep the criminal element at bay.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks, Shane. In other news, Silver Airways issuing a travel notice today that all flights to and from South Bimini Airport are expected to be canceled until August 2nd. According to the release, this disruption is due to the airport's inability to repair its firefighting and rescue vehicle, which has been unserviceable since July 24, 2024. The travel advisory goes on to say that despite repeated requests for updates and solutions, the airport has not been able to resolve this critical safety issue, leading to the necessity of canceling flights to ensure passenger safety. The release concludes that while Silver Airways understands the inconvenience this may cause, they are working diligently to assist affected passengers with rebooking and other necessary arrangements. Now, the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation responding via statement, noting that they are aware of the recent travel advisory by Silver Airways. The statement says that this cancellation was attributed to an aged fire truck that experienced a mechanical issue in spite of proactive preventative maintenance. Upon notification, the airport authority immediately began an urgent sourcing for the replacement mechanical part, which has since been secured. Mechanics from the airport authority are expected to arrive in Bimini tomorrow, Wednesday, July 31st, 2024, and repairs are expected to be completed by Thursday, August 1st, 2024. This was communicated to Silver Airways. Now, the statement continues, in addition to the urgent immediate repairs, a new fire truck was acquired for South Bimini and has been en route with an expected arrival within the next week, well ahead of the anticipated groundbreaking for the new multi-million-dollar South Bimini Airport. It concludes, Bimini remains a very important hub for domestic and international traffic. We value our relationship with airline stakeholders, including passengers, and apologize for any inconvenience and disruptions to their travel plans. Of course, this is a story that we will continue to follow. Well, what was supposed to be a 4-hour journey from New Providence to Morris Island has turned into a 3-day ordeal. Leonard LaRota purchased a boat in the nation's capital and was expected to arrive in Morris Island by 10 p.m., but he never made it. Now, his family is seeking assistance in finding their missing loved one. Shalia Roll has the details in this report.
With efforts to take a newly purchased boat from New Providence to Morris Island to prepare for the opening of crawfish season, Leonard LaRota left the capital shortly after 3 p.m. and was expected to arrive in the Abacos around 7 p.m. After hours passed, family members started to worry. They took swift action and began their search efforts.
Contacted Baja, the defense force. I went in a private plane this morning. I went to a couple islands. I was out for like 5 hours searching Berry Island, Spanish Wells. I've been Morris Island, the whole route. Circle around a few times and didn't see anything.
Lindell Neely, daughter of the missing man, says that the search efforts have been to no avail. Her concerns is growing by the hour.
He is a strong man, hardworking. He loves his grandkids. I'm his only daughter. He loves his daughter. He loves his grandkids. His grandkids is his world. He lives fast. And, like, he's the best father a girl could ever ask for. Like, if anybody know me, they know my daddy. He's my person. As
Lindell describes her father as a loving and devoted man, she leaves this message in hopes of him hearing it.
Daddy, I love you. We love you. And I'm praying for the best, and I know you will return home safe. And I'm just waiting for the moment I get that call and say, I reach you. I'm waiting for you to just show up on my porch like you normally do and just be right there.
Now the vessel is a white Galaxy measuring around 20 feet with the name painted across the back with an open hull. The vessel number is NP011575. As competent authorities are continuing their search efforts for LaRota, family members are also asking the public's assistance to help with the search and rescue and to contact Basra or the Royal Bahamas Defense Force concerning his whereabouts. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
We certainly hope for the best. While the University of the Bahamas' UB Ignite project celebrating the signing of a groundbreaking memorandum of understanding with the Grand Bahama Port Authority Tuesday morning, marking a new era of collaboration. UB officials say this partnership reflects their shared commitment to growth and innovation and community development, aligning with the university's mission to provide high-quality education and real-world experiences for students.
The MOU we signed today is a testament to the mission. It outlines our intention to enhance educational experiences by providing practical learning opportunities, internships, and direct access to industry experts. Importantly, it emphasizes the promotion of entrepreneurship amongst our students.
We continue our pledge to expand economic opportunities, to collaborate with centers of excellence in this ecosystem throughout the country and the world, and to encourage that innovation in our students. We thank the Grand Bahama Port Authority for their support of this venture from its inception.
GBPA Chief Investment Officer Derek Newbold highlighting the organization's 30-year support for UB North and announcing ongoing backing for the UB Ignite project.
Our support for this initiative will include, but is not limited to, providing guidance on curriculum development and entrepreneurship courses. This will ensure that educational programs are tailored to meet the evolving needs of the market and equip aspiring entrepreneurs with the necessary skills. Our team of seasoned managers and executives will offer mentorship support, and of course, we will continue to support the program through capital donations.
When we come back, hear how one man has defied the odds and overcome many challenges despite having a disability. That story, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
The ultimate brunch full buffet is back at Portobello's in the Grand Lucayan Hotel every Sunday from noon until 4 p.m. Call 373-1333 for more information. This year, 11 schools go head-to-head in the Battle of the Brains 2024. Witness the excitement as young minds compete in math, physics, chemistry, and biology. Watch this new episode of Battle of the Brains, powered by GB Power. Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A dedicated educator with 17 years of experience is overcoming challenges, including hearing impairment and financial setbacks, as he nears the completion of his master's degree in curriculum and instruction. Nonetheless, he says his commitment to empowering underachieving students remains unwavering. Raven Davis has an inspiring story.
Anthony Ferguson has dedicated nearly 17 years to the education system, a profession he deeply cherishes and one that he says allows him to impact lives. However, his journey continues but is not without its set of challenges.
I was not born this way. I was born normal. I was in a bad car accident that resulted in me having hearing loss, and the hearing loss increased as I got older over the years.
As a hearing impaired person, he says it's a fight to earn the respect of the public.
A lot of people, when they see me, they don't see disability. So when because I can communicate and still talk and that kind of thing. So when they realize that there is a disability, they still struggle with it. I won't say that a lot of people are insensitive, but it's just that a lot of people are not aware of the different levels of disabilities that we have in our country. And so if I don't be assertive, I'll get walked over.
Despite these hurdles, he embraces challenges head on. Take the pandemic, for example, which called for the transition to virtual teaching.
It was a challenge. I hope you don't ever have to go to that again, but I got through it because I set the tone. And then I make my children to understand, if you're going to speak, look up to the camera so teacher can see your lips, or use a bit more timbre if the room is not well lit. And so also, it was difficulty of having subtitles to come up, so I had to make it work, but I got through it.
Currently pursuing his master's degree in curriculum and instruction at Barry University, Ferguson aims to fulfill his dream of empowering underachieving males.
In the Bahamas, we are bombarded with social promotion issues, especially among our males. I decided to get my master's so that I can make an impact with the males, and if we make an impact with the male, women will have better husbands, children will have better fathers, and we will have better role models in our community, from the House of Assembly on down to the garbage collector.
And with just 3 classes left to complete his degree, financial setbacks, including his wife's battle with cancer in 2017, have posed obstacles.
I need to be back in school by next month, but I have a bill that needs to be paid up, and yet I remain as hopeful. I applied for scholarships, but that's another story.
To support Ferguson, donations can be made directly to Barry University, or you can reach out to him at 559-2562. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Great story, Raven. Well, that's a look at stories making news, but we are in the Olympic season. Jay, tell us what's coming up in sports.
Well, Miko, coming up in sports, Team Bahamas in action today at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Don't go away. Sports is next, right after this break.
It's the Emancipation Day sale at the Park and Shop this July 31st through August 3rd. 25% off, excluding red tag items. And while there, take advantage of their back-to-school items.
The morning that boat fast and true. Now what you August Monday. West End homecoming and boat race. To the west, I say. Yeah. West side. To the west, I say. West End, to the west end. August Monday, West End powerboat race. To the west, I say. August 5th, to the west, I say. To the west.
August Monday, 2024, powerboat race. You missed this, you did this. To the west, I say.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. We have a whole lot of sports for you. Basketball awards, also swimming from the Olympics. But let's begin with track and field. 4 top junior track athletes from Grand Bahama are set to advance their careers at the collegiate level. 17-year-old Janiyah Roll has committed to the University of Tennessee, Martin.
The main reason why I choose the University of Tennessee, Martin is because first and foremost, they're a Division I school. They have a very incredible track program when I was researching them. I started track from when I was in primary school. It always been like, I always wanted to do track. I never really was forced to do it. It was like a passion for me to always pursue it. I feel as though it was like my ticket out of the Bahamas and just start my own career path.
Sprinter and long jumper Phoebe Thompson is headed to the University of Central Missouri in the Mid-American Intercollegiate Athletic Conference.
During Sever Research, I fell in love with the school. It's not a big school, it's a small school and small classes, which helps me to be able to interact with teachers more, which I feel like is something that I need. And the track program, they do a lot of traveling and participate in nationals. So I'm proud of my season. I ended my season off with 2 PRs. So I'm proud of that, and as I go into university, I just expect to do bigger and better things and to just more PRs and, yeah.
On the boys' side, quarter miler Carifta medalist Giovanna Bridgewater and 20-year-old speedster Walter Parker has both committed to attend Colby Community College in Kansas.
The reason I selected Colby is because I'm still young. They have my major and what I want to do. And so from what I looked at, it best suits me as a quarter miler. And my goal is going in this to take every school record. Hopefully I'd like to be a pro in the future, and I'll be a success, and I will be a successful athlete also.
When I was younger, I lost my mother, and that was kind of hard to deal with. It's a financial burden and emotional one as well, but I pushed through and I just keep my head up. Like I said, I had a good crowd behind me, helping me, and watching out for me, so that's how I am now. This was a goal of mine from when I was very young, and I just never wanted to give up on it. I had this mindset from when I was young to never give up, and it just stuck with me throughout my whole life, so I just kept it going.
It's now time for a check on weather, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
And now it's time to ask GBPC.
My question is, can you explain the breakdown charges of my power bill?
Thanks for your question. The base charge is a fixed fee that customers pay to the utility company for their electricity consumption. It covers the cost of maintaining the infrastructure, such as power lines, transformers, and administrative expenses. Your base charge rates remain constant from month to month and is broken up into 4 tiers with the rate changing in each tier. The fuel charge, also known as the energy charge, is a variable charge and fluctuates based on the cost of the fuel during the billing period. It reflects the cost of fuel sources used to generate electricity, fossil fuel, or renewable energy sources. Since the cost of fuel can vary due to market conditions, weather patterns, and other factors, the fuel charge may change from month to month. We hope this helps, and be sure to submit your questions for Ask GBPC, where we provide solutions every Tuesday on the ZNS network.
Stay with us. Our Facebook friend of the night is up next.
The second annual West End Homecoming and Powerboat Race, August Monday.
Foodland is your first stop for delicious seafood boils.
Chicken Nest, your first stop for these beautiful fritters, fish and panny cake, conch salad, and everything else. To the west side, say. For food. For drinks. For bags. Your #1 stop.
The Bosch. Welcome to the famous Blue Fish Bosch.
Cherries on the west side, the famous pickled conch salad.
Come ride the wave at Waves this August Monday in West End to the west side say.
First off, the best conch salad is welcome to West End right here at Waves. Waves on the big side.
Eddie's Gully Wash. One stop for the best gully wash in the West Gully.
Catch us here at Ground Zero, August Monday. To the west, I say!
Check out the view, man. Whenever you come to West End, the best end. To the west, I say.
To the west. Let's stop for the best conch salad in the west. August Monday to the west, I say. You get your best conch fritters and the best fish and pancake on the island.
Your finest stuff, coffees on the bay. West End, the best end.
To the west, I say.
The mic next, that is what you do. I say, I rock the guitar from the famous bar.
Let me drive the bus. Come go with us to the west, I say. Boat race and homecoming August Monday. To the west.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Judy Thompson, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you for always watching, and we hope you have an enjoyable birthday. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
We never saw instances where a hurricane shifted foundations.
The 2024 Atlantic hurricane season is forecast to be quite active. We've already seen the Category 5 fury of Hurricane Beryl as she unleashed her fury on the Caribbean region. Almost every home in her path was destroyed or severely damaged. This brings us to the questions. How prepared are you? Do you have home insurance?
The biggest mistake is not having adequate insurance.
If not, why not?
The cost of hurricane insurance has increased tremendously, so that's a major factor.
Join ZNS TV 13 on Wednesday, July 31st at 8 p.m.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, a possible domestic dispute leaves a mother dead and a father in police custody. Is the recent global IT meltdown a setback to the country's shift to digitization? Hear what the central bank governor has to say on the issue. Plus, what IRCA's determined is needed for the country's power giant to improve its efficiency. And it sets new national record at Olympics. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. We begin with breaking news of a homicide in Foxhill in the area of the Foxhill Park. Now, we have a team en route there. We hope to bring those details to you later in the newscast. For now, though, a young boy without a mother tonight as this year's homicide count inches closer to 80. Police providing very little details on the scene, but a sister grappling with loss gave some insight on what occurred prior to learning of her sibling's death. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
A family is grieving after the life of a 44-year-old woman was cut tragically short following a deadly incident at this Homestead Street home Tuesday morning.
Sometime around 11:30 this morning, police control room received a call from a male who requested the assistance of EMS and also the police. They were responded to an area resident just off Homestead Street. On the arrival there, they met a female who appeared had some injuries to the upper body. On the EMS made a vital sign check of the female and find that she was unresponsive.
The victim's distraught sister, Viola Richardson, identified the female victim as Teresa Knowles, who was in a relationship for more than 2 decades with the man believed to have taken her life. She said the couple had recently broken up, but she believes they were possibly rekindling the relationship.
I see him come to my house this week, and from Saturday she driving her car. That's her car right there. Driving her car, my husband said to me, he said, "Hola, not good, not good." I said, I can't say nothing. I say, they must know what they're doing, and we leave it alone.
Cut to today, the 51-year-old man is in police custody. Richardson, accompanied to the scene by Teresa's young son, says she was informed her sister had not shown up for work and went to find her in the area.
I came through here, I saw the car, I saw the truck. I said, Jesus. We call, he come up. He call his mommy, I come out, I call, no answer.
There was little evidence to show what had transpired, but police left the yard with multiple structures carrying 2 brown paper bags shortly before the deceased body was taken away. Officers stopped short of confirming the death as a result of a domestic dispute, but ACP Chaswell Hanna urges members of the public to seek help if facing domestic abuse.
Everybody may have a challenge in their relationship from time to time, but we don't want those challenges to cause you to make a mistake that you may regret. So we encourage members of the public, even if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to the crisis center, maybe just talking to a friend or a family member or a local clergyman may help, all right? Because we don't want incidents like this or any other potential domestic violence incident to occur.
Police say the victim was not a resident in the area and are asking for anyone with information that can assist their investigation to come forward. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Now, over in Grand Bahama, the confiscation of a large combination of illegal items leading police there to arrest a man they believe is behind the find. Aja Quant of our Northern Service has the story.
It is a sight to see here at the Royal Bahamas Police Force Grand Bahama headquarters, as a large amount of high-powered weapons and a large quantity of suspected marijuana was seized by police on Monday evening. Assistant Commissioner of Police for the Northern Bahamas, Shanton Olds, calling this operation a major success.
What you're seeing before us last night is the result of officers from our department here, our anti-gang and firearm department here in Grand Bahama, obtaining information, developing that information, and executing.
5 high-powered weapons, 1 pistol, over 500 rounds of ammunition, and 11 pounds of suspected marijuana were all discovered in a home in the eastern part of the island. According to the island's top cop, the officers were acting on intelligence that resulted in the major seizure.
The officers from the anti-gang and firearms unit, along with officers from our customs department, executed a search warrant on a home in the eastern part of the city of Freeport. A 45-year-old Bahamian male is in custody in connection with this operation.
Although the Bahamian man is not previously known to police, ACP Knowles emphasized that investigations are ongoing to determine if he acted alone.
As we investigate and find anyone who conspire, then they will be taken into custody and likely to be charged also.
When asked if the guns had been used in any criminal activities, ACP Knowles stated that the firearms will be sent to the nation's capital for testing. However, she noted that they appear to be fairly new and pose a significant danger to the community. She commends her officers for their diligence and effective action.
We are proud that our officers were able to develop this information and show the people here in Grand Bahama that we are on the streets, we are listening, and we are certainly acting.
ACP Knowles highlights the ongoing concerns about the prevalence of illegal weapons in the Northern Bahamas.
We need them. We need the information to find them. My team is quite capable of going and getting them. We just need more partnership with the community to get that information to us.
She also extends her gratitude to members of the public for their trust in the police force and their continuous support by providing crucial information that enables swift action. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Azure Quant.
Well, thanks, Azure. The Bahamas joining the rest of the world in observing World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, a global campaign that raises awareness to human trafficking. Figures show that trafficking can affect anyone, including adults. However, girls make up the majority of victims. Wife of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, is urging residents to speak up if they suspect someone may fall in this category.
Whenever you see something look like it's wrong, you call the authorities. If you see children looking sad or like they're in a situation that they're being forced to stay in, call the authorities. What will we do? Call the authorities. We always have to look out for our brothers and sisters, especially our young ladies, our sisters.
She also encouraged residents to become active participants in the fight against trafficking in persons.
It is critical to remember that behind every statistic is a human being, a child with hopes and aspiration, a child who deserves to grow up in a world that is safe and just. We cannot allow them to become statistics. And we must amplify their voices and advocate for their rights relentlessly. So in conclusion, let us all leave this gathering with a renewed sense of purpose and determination.
In other news this evening, some lessons to be learned from the chaos that followed that global IT meltdown that grounded thousands of flights and stalled banking, media, and healthcare services nearly 2 weeks ago. Behind the worldwide outage, cybersecurity company CrowdStrike. But as Central Bank Governor John Roll tells it, the massive tech failure shouldn't be viewed as justification for any pullbacks in terms of benefits that shift to digitization offers.
What it does for us in the Bahamas, it is that it reminds all of our businesses that under even the best of times, you need to have very robust recovery plans in your business operations. And we think very actively in terms of our payment space around how we manage the recoverability of payments whenever there are disruptions. But one of the things that the experience did not fully draw out, but that is also on our radar as a central bank, though, is that we need to strengthen the domestic payment system capacity to function if there are any setbacks internationally.
Now, that strengthening has the central bank continuing to look at how it can transition to, over perhaps the next 2 years, what the governor calls a real-time fast payment system.
Particularly an infrastructure where even for card payments, they can be routed and processed within an entirely local payments loop. So that would add to the sort of redundancies and backup that we should have in the system. But not that we should allow the experience of the previous week in any way to scare people away from, taking full advantage of operating through the digital platforms when those platforms are up and available.
Still to come, IRCA's audit on BPL highlighting operational deficiencies. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
For the past 51 years, the Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Finger-licking good.
Bank of the Bahamas understands that excellence in banking is not just a goal, but an unending journey. In just a few years, we have doubled the number of ATMs in our network. We've renovated facilities in Freeport and introduced new state-of-the-art premises in Nassau. Updated our website, making it easier for clients to stay in touch. And with our new mobile app, you can bank on the go 24/7. We've upgraded our cards to secure chip and contactless technology and introduced a chip and contactless debit card. And there's more to come, because excellence isn't about reaching a pinnacle. It's about cultivating a business that puts you at the center. BOB, your bank of solutions.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority's recent audit on Bahamas Power and Light highlighting some operational deficiencies, namely improved generation efficiency, especially in the Family Islands, a transition from reactive to preventative maintenance practices, effective human resources management, and a more automated and forward-looking financial planning process. And this after shortcomings were identified in BPL's financial management. The audit further reveals the need for better customer communication and transparency. To address these faults, IRCA recommends the nation's power provider implement guidelines to monitor and approve fuel charges, to establish new key performance indicators to track cost drivers and system reliability, and review its capital expenditure plan. IRCA's release declares these regulatory steps are essential to enhancing BPL's operational efficiency and the sustainability of the country's electricity sector. Well, meantime, the $100 million bond offering for Bahamas Grid Company, the organization working with Bahamas Power and Light to upgrade its transmission and distribution system here in New Providence, oversubscribed. Due to the strong response, Colina Financial Advisors reduced allocations for some institutional investors to ensure all retail investors were accommodated. The senior unsecured bonds will pay a semi-annual interest rate of 8% and will mature on July 31st, 2024. Bahamas Grid Company seeks to execute $130 million in initial fundamental improvements to BPL's T&D system. $30 million was already raised during this year's second quarter. The company intends to partner with BPL to fix and manage poles, wires, and substations on New Providence to improve the reliability, resiliency, affordability, and sustainability of power to all consumers. All stakeholders gathering this week for a rare session. They're meeting to look at reforming labor legislation in the country, and at a time when relations between labor and the government appear to be strained. The symposium, Corvell Pyfrom reports, is meant to be a reset.
Despite the labor minister's insistence that both she and the administration are committed to consultations with stakeholders on issues impacting the country's workforce, at day 2 of the 3-day labor legislation reform symposium, some union leaders were still in doubt and questioning where the government stands.
Union requires consultation, not insultation. We require consultation, not confrontation. We want the answers. We want to know what's going on with our futures. We want to know what's in this deal. We want to know what's happening and how it will impact us.
Bahamas Electrical Workers Union President Kyle Wilson still mounting a fight with the government over its deal with a private firm that will oversee the transformation of BPL's transmission and distribution network. The details of that deal, Wilson says, have not been made known to the union. Similar concerns shared by Bahamas Public Services Union President Kingsley Ferguson.
There are some causes for concern, and I'm wondering if the government is intentionally doing what they're doing, because again, if you sit down as the Ministry of the Public Service and Labor, as well as the Ministry of Finance, and there are some decisions made, you know who the stakeholders are and should be in that particular equation. So how you can conveniently disregard the persons that should be a part of the conversation or discussions moving forward in relation to the actual transferring of public servants that are part of those bargaining units.
Labor and Public Service Minister Pia Glover-Rule announcing Monday that the government is reviewing an increase of the minimum wage, which currently stands at $260 per week. She has promised to consult stakeholders, and no indication has been given on what is being proposed as the new amount. Ferguson and his cohorts all welcome an increase, but are pushing more for a livable wage, which they say should be no less than $350.
When you look at a salary review, you find that a number of things are amended and adjusted, and it's our job to ensure that the goalpost is not moved in the middle of the game and it doesn't place our people at a disadvantage.
Labor Minister Glover-Rule will return to the symposium for its final day on Wednesday, when stakeholders will share their thoughts on labor issues. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Well, we now go to our Lloyd Allen, who, as indicated at the top of our newscast, is on the scene of the country's latest homicide in Fox Hill. Lloyd? Oh, well, we hope to return to Lloyd later in our newscast, who's on the scene of the country's latest homicide in the Fox Hill community. In the meantime, the 47th regular meeting of the heads of the Caribbean community wrapping up in St. George's, Grenada this afternoon with a press conference. Representing the Prime Minister at the high-level regional meetup, Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honourable Glenys Hannah Martin, who told our news team she made interventions on last month's Africa Export-Import Bank meetings held here in Nassau and on climate change. On the latter, specifically the dilemma associated with hurricanes in our respective countries, highlighting the insurmountable damage the Bahamas sustained from 2019's Hurricane Dorian. Well, wife of the Prime Minister, Anne Marie Davis, telling reporters Tuesday that her husband will return home this week after undergoing surgery in the United States to address compression on his sciatic nerve. Mrs. Davis says the Prime Minister is in good spirits and is recovering well.
He's walking around. He's walking fast, faster than I can, as a matter of fact. He'll be home tomorrow. Listen, he is just amazing. Came through the surgery very well. Was very necessary. It was the last resort. He has recovered. He's about 99% there. He's doing extremely well. I'm very pleased.
Mrs. Davis says the Prime Minister, who's still been conducting the country's business during his recovery, is looking forward to physically returning to his Cable Beach office.
He's actually in office on the phone, but physically tomorrow, when he arrives tomorrow. I'm not sure the time yet. He rebooked the flight, so I will get the time later today, and I'll know exactly what time so I can go and meet him.
Well, we go back to our Lloyd Allen, who, as we noted, is on the scene of the country's latest homicide in Fox Hill. Lloyd, what can you tell us?
Well, Makusha, this afternoon we're in the area of Francis Street and Ambrister Avenue in the Fox Hill community. Now, just moments ago, a shooting incident was reported in this area. Police say around 6:30, a male resident was shot. Now, we spoke initially with a resident of the area who indicated that when the incident happened, they heard nearly 30 shots, and that would have taken the life of that individual. At this time, on all sides of the streets, we can see residents obviously concerned about the matter, as well as several investigating officers now on the scene conducting their initial investigations. We've also spotted the coroners making their way to now prepare that body to be removed off the scene. But again, police conducting their initial investigations, and according to reports, around 6:30 this afternoon, that victim was shot multiple times. The details, we will be hoping to get some more updates from a senior police officer moments from now. But of course, that's what we can report at this time. Makushla?
Well, thanks, Lloyd. And that, of course, the second homicide here in the capital in just a matter of hours. In the meantime, State Minister in the office of the Prime Minister, Leon Lundy, is hoping to end the controversy surrounding the development on Athol Island. Last week, the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection abruptly imposed a cease and desist order on the project, stopping construction of a marina, a rest area and a restaurant. Now, the decision made after DPP officials discovered during a site inspection that work had started on the site ahead of developers obtaining a certificate of environmental clearance. The matter was recently raised in Parliament, putting Minister Lundy directly in the line of fire. At the time, he indicated that the developers had obtained that certificate needed and later tabled a document supporting that assertion. He told reporters Monday his position on the issue remains.
Well, I'm not sure of the details as to why it was a cease and desist. I heard it, and I'm sure that developer, as he did with the environmental approval, he'll go ahead and get the other necessary approvals he has to get.
Minister Lundy also rejecting claims from opposition critics that the government is not being transparent on the issue. He insists all information related to the Athol Island development has been made public.
I reached out to the Department of Environment and got a public document and laid it in the House of Assembly just so everybody could have. Now, what the member for St. Anne's wanted me to do is to call someone's name in the House, and that's why I told him all the information is on the certificate and I'll lay it in the House. Now, I heard he's claiming that I didn't lay it, but of course the records are there for everybody to see that it was laid. That night, he actually said it himself that I laid 3 documents. One was the land reform document that I laid. One was the water and sewage communication that I laid. So I'm not sure where he got lost in his count.
We still have more news to come, but Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports. Amo?
Coming up in sports, a new national record set in aquatics over in Paris. And Jazz's 2-home-run game helps propel the Yankees. Details of those stories and more coming up in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I right you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right.
Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
Take me home, take me on a ride. I got a good feeling about the colors lighting up your eyes. Take me home, take me to the sky. I got a good feeling. Tell me the only thing you are is mine now. Na 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 na. I got a good feeling. Na 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 na. I got a good feeling. Good feeling. You wanna know is how to hold on to it every moment. Dive into it like my love is an ocean. It's overflowing. I swear it's golden. So good that I'm rolling. Baby, you make me crazy. I'm seeing roses. Baby, just maybe you save me. Oh, take me home, take me on a ride. I got a good feeling about the colors lighting.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
On the front line of revenue collection, after 9 long months of hard work and training, a number of young Bahamians joined the ranks of the Customs Department. As Lloyd Allen tells us, the officers pledging to serve with excellence and integrity.
After 9 months of training, 52 new officers have now joined the ranks at the Bahamas Department of Customs and Excise Department, and the big day complemented by friends and family.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm supporting my little cousin Karina. I'm extremely proud of her.
For these new customs officers, some important advice from Economic Affairs Minister, the Honorable Michael Halkitis, reminding them of their duty to country.
It is your important work that finances the government and government services, be it infrastructure, education, security, or health care. The cornerstones of effective customs enforcement are excellence and integrity. Excellence demands that you perform your duties with the highest level of proficiency, dedication, and professionalism.
Comptroller Ralph Monroe sharing similar sentiments of revenue acquisition and security as key responsibilities of customs officers.
Your primary role remains that of collecting and protecting the country's revenue. But in order to do so, your personal foundation must be built upon integrity.
Incoming officer and cohort valedictorian Jonathan Mackey also sharing words of wisdom with his colleagues.
Amidst our academic pursuits, we were privileged to learn from a myriad of guest lecturers. As we look forward to the horizons of possibilities, let us embrace the future with open hearts, determined spirit, and dedication.
Flanked by the support of loved ones, Renaji Rule was elated to have his mother by his side. Unable to speak due to the ravages of brain and breast cancer, she, along with his father, were there with him to celebrate the milestone.
From inception, it was my wife and I. That came first. As young parents, we made it mandatory that we provided all of our kids with a proper education, made sure that they were mannerly.
I know that she's very happy to see me succeed in my completion of the course, and that's all that matters to me, that she's happy.
And as these new officers walk away, their one charge, making the Bahamas bigger and better. Reporting from the National Training Agency for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, the search for a new University of the Bahamas president now in the recruitment phase, and that means the Presidential Search Committee is inviting nominations and applications for what it deems an exceptional leadership opportunity. UB's Board of Trustees is predicting the next UB president will be an effective and transformational leader who builds on the institution's exceptional strengths. Its presidential profile document outlines several opportunities for success, including addressing the consequences of rapid growth and siloed structures, the further development of UB's northern campus in Grand Bahama, initiating a comprehensive academic program review, increasing research performance, expanding educational access, and engaging with governmental and business entities. The deadline to apply for UB's top post is September 19th. Well, 30 Bahamian professionals officially inducted into the prestigious Bahamas chapter of the Caribbean Institute of Women in Leadership. It's a nonpartisan, independent body committed to advancing women's leadership in politics. A ceremony taking place at the Edmund Moxie Center on Blue Hill Road. The women given a charge by former parliamentarian and the country's first female leader of an opposition, Loretta Butler Turner.
Education is very, very important. It's not a matter of just showing up and being a woman. You've got to be fully prepared. So with regards to education, you're preparing yourself for the job at hand. Anything that you wish to pursue, that you wish to excel at, you must not only be educated, but you must know your subject matter, and you must be able to be very adaptable and agile. So when we encourage these women to aspire to being leaders, we don't just want them to come because they're a pretty face. We want them to come because they're fully prepared, they have the conviction, and they're able to do the job.
Now, recent reports from the United Nations reveal that women's equal participation and leadership in political and public life contribute to sustainable growth in societies. And while gender parity remains a challenge in some sectors, new inductees Darnell Osborne and Relandra Taylor believe their contributions could somehow spark a revolution.
I hope to, now as I take my position again in my business, to mentor young ladies coming behind in terms of how to create and establish a successful business, and how to lead without fair.
I'm actually a children's pastor at Bahamas Faith Ministries, and working hand in hand with the next generation, I think it's important for them to see people who are close to them, striving in and connected to persons who are making a change.
Tonight was a showcase of the caliber and kind of woman that is attracted to an organization like SeaWorld. We inducted senators tonight. We inducted business owners, entrepreneurs, attorneys at law, mothers, just women of stature, women of rapport, women who understand the assignment.
A local TikToker loving life to the fullest now needs her social media community to come through as she armors up to face the biggest battle of her life. It was back in 2002 that mother, wife, friend, and like to many, Vernice Johnson Sawyer was diagnosed with chronic digestive illness, Crohn's disease. Fast forward to just this past April, and Sawyer, or Boss Robber as her followers know her, was diagnosed with colon cancer. Still, she smiles through it all and is all about the business of doing the same for others.
The pain is unbearable. I have diarrhea, I have headaches, I have mood swings, I have fatigue. That's just the Crohn's. And then after that, I have the tumor in my sigmoid colon, I have a lot of pain in my lower abdomen. So coping, it's kind of like a mind thing. It's a good thing that I have an inner joy.
Crohn's disease has depleted Johnson Sawyer's insurance coverage, and this in the face of an over $1 million medical bill to cover chemotherapy and the tumor removal surgery. The stakeouts to be held August 5th at the Westin Esplanade to raise funds for Vernice, along with a party dubbed One Life on August 9th.
So I'm trying to make healthier choices, incorporate them into my life. I want to live, not die. I want to see whatever steps I could do to extend my life for the 70 years plus that God promised me.
While sympathizing with others in opposition, Vernice encourages those who can move and leave their beds to do so. She says there's no recipe for the happiness she exudes, but she continues to keep her trust in God. Those willing to lend a hand to Johnson Sawyer directly can make donations to Commonwealth Bank, account number 7077009873, branch 21103, or her GoFundMe page, Save Vernice's Life. Well, the day before Deadpool and Wolverine opened worldwide for its box office record-breaking weekend, Bahamians got to see the movie. Here's Amajal Knowles.
Deadpool and Wolverine opened worldwide last Friday, and on Thursday, thanks to Heineken Silver and Coca-Cola, Bahamians got a sneak peek of this summer blockbuster. Here in part one of our report on this event to tell us what the evening was all about and a little bit about Heineken Silver is Andre Volt, the marketing director for Commonwealth Brewery.
We're here to celebrate the movie premiere, but also Heineken's latest innovation, Heineken Silver. And Heineken Silver is our world-class light beer, and it's all about easy drinkability. And to get there, we have less hops in the brewing process, and when we lager it, we do it at -1 degree Celsius to get this extra refreshing taste and a subtle, crisp finish.
Now, how did the Marvel Heineken connection happen?
We worked together since the Ant-Man Super Bowl commercial a couple of years ago, and our creative teams had a great time working together. So when this movie concept came about, we saw another great fit.
Marquita Stubbs, the Heineken brand manager at Commonwealth Brewery, spoke about the other beverages being featured along with Heineken Silver.
Although Heineken Silver is actually the main SKU for this event, we also wanted to highlight all of our SKUs.
In part two, we'll hear about Coke and Marvel and get some crowd reaction to the movie. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Well, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Hi, my name is Sanchez Clinton, Pain and Florence Specialist here at CBS Bahamas. And today I just want to welcome you into our brand new Pink Center where you could get top quality products at exceptional prices, such as Valspar, Minwax, Krylon, and so much more. At CBS Bahamas, you could get your color match, tinting, shaking here for free. You could even get a digital rendering or even a color swatch, and we'll be able to mix it with our advanced color matching system. So come on down to CBS Bahamas where we can help you build beautiful.
Fuel the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Hardware is the helpful place. Everything you need under one roof. From electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here. So for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a glove, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what it is now. Ace.
We're located on St. Albans Drive, West Bay Street. Open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
A new manual for improving accuracy in mangrove mapping and monitoring has been published for the Bahamas and the wider Caribbean. The Nature Conservancy and the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization taking the lead to better inform decision makers and local resource managers. The manual, launched last Friday on World Mangrove Day, introduces advanced remote sensing techniques to improve the accuracy of mapping mangroves, enabling more effective coastal land use and restoration decisions. Stats show that global mangrove coverage has declined by over 20%, and while mangrove loss has decreased in recent decades, the degradation and loss of mangroves remains a threat globally. This risk poses an urgent need for precise monitoring to sustain and restore these critical ecosystems. The Nature Conservancy also developed a Google Earth Engine application called Blue Carbon Explorer to monitor changes in mangrove and seagrass blue carbon around the world. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather. And for that, as always, we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Commissioner. We continue to monitor a tropical wave. Right now, it's several hundred miles to the east of the Les Antilles, and it does have the potential to become a tropical depression within the next 7 days. Will it affect the Bahamas? Well, stay tuned. All the details coming up later in the newscast. Right now, we have partly cloudy skies, temperature at 87 degrees, relative humidity 67%. The winds are out of the east-southeast at 8 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure, 1,078.7 millibars. That's 30.10 inches. And your temperatures around the islands this evening, Marshall, Abaco, 85 degrees, 83 in Green Key, also Freeport at 83, 86 in the Berry Islands, Alistown, Bimini at 86 degrees, 87 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Harper Island, and Roxanne, Eleuthera reporting 85, 86 in Otterstown, Cat Island, Black Point, Exuma, and Camp Space on Andros, 87s. Then we pick up some more, 86 in San Salvador and Rumkey, Georgetown, Exuma, 86 as well. And that extends into Ragged Island, Clarence-Town, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 85, Acklands at 85, Matthew, Tananagua, 86 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also reporting 86 degrees. Now, your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by a live business where you're always protected during the worst storms. In the northwestern islands tonight through Wednesday, well, your winds are going to be southeast at 10 to 15 knots. The wave height is 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will occur at 11:19 tonight. The high tide at 11:07 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands through Wednesday, east to southeast winds 12 to 18 knots. The wave height is 3 to 6 feet. So we ask small craft to exercise caution in the central and southeastern Bahamas. In the northwestern islands on Thursday, those winds, they're going to start backing just ahead of that tropical wave we've been been talking about. Yeah, by Thursday, that will be affecting the southeast Bahamas. The speeds 10 to 15 knots in the northwestern islands, with the wave heights at 2 to 4 feet. High tide 6:01 in the morning, low tide 12:07 in the afternoon. Now for the central and southeastern parts of our country, northeast winds as well, but those speeds elevated 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So we will maintain that caution flag for the central and southeastern islands through Thursday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Jump up on Bahamas there. Grab my drum and I'll grab my saw. Can't miss no festival this year. No! Some say it's magical, some say it's musical. Come get your belly full of Bahamian culture. Some get emotional, some take it personal. Get all hysterical for Bahamian culture. What? Boy, listen here. I miss no regard either, but what? Yes! Culture, man! And hear me think. Let's go! Check this. When last you shooting marbles.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, follow us at ZNS Digital on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on our website at znsbahamas.com.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service, we do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Team Bahamas off to a positive start over in Paris at the 2024 Olympic Games. A new national record falling in aquatics as Lamar Taylor would hit the pool in the men's 100-meter free. Taylor would stop the clock in 48.84 in Heat 5. Unfortunately, Lamar would not advance, but he would finish 26th out of 79 swimmers. Next up in the pool for the Bahamas will be Renishka Gibbs, as she will swim in the women's 50 free on Saturday. Of course, before then, track and field set to kick off on Friday. Well, yesterday we began the first in a series of interviews dubbed the Olympic Rewind, where we hear from Olympians that represented the Bahamas at previous games. In our second installment, we remain poolside as Nikia DeVoe-Christie recaps her Olympic experience.
I'm Nikia DeVoe-Christie, the first woman to represent the Bahamas at the Olympic Games in the sport of swimming. It's been 20 years since I competed in the 50-meter freestyle in Athens, Greece for the 2004 Olympics, but it feels like just yesterday. I can still feel the energy and the excitement of walking around that Olympic stadium wearing the Bahamas flag colors and representing my country at the opening ceremonies, and then wearing that flag on my swim cap and diving into the pool in front of millions to compete in that 50-meter freestyle. There's no greater honor than representing your country and having the entire Bahamas cheer you on as you compete. So I just want to say thank you so much, Bahamas, for all your support, and good luck to Team Bahamas in this year's Olympic Games. I'm Nikia DeVoe-Christie, and this is my Olympic Rewind.
And in baseball news, he's only been a Yankee for 2 games, but Bahamian baseball superstar Jazz Chisholm is already making an immediate impact. Everyone knows about the speed, but Jazz showing a bit of his power last night. He would go yard not once, but twice in the Yankees' 14-4 win over the Philadelphia Phillies. Chisholm would finish the game 2 for 4 with 3 ribbies and, of course, 2 home runs, one of which was with teammate Aaron Judge's bat. Now, as for officially settling in as a member of the Bronx Bombers.
I mean, it's super exciting. I mean, who doesn't want to come over and help playoff contending team win? You know, these guys have been welcoming me with open arms, and I can't do much more except go out there and play my best.
How did you feel at third?
I felt really comfortable at third. Felt back in the infield, felt great. I mean, that's where I feel like I deserve to be, so it's fun.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather, and we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
You guys, Mommy has to get a few spins in, okay?
But Mommy, I'm hungry.
Just 5 spins, you guys. Just 5 spins, okay, guys? Just need 5 spins.
We better do our homework. It's gonna be a while.
Problem gaming affects more than just the gamer. This message has been brought to you by the Gaming Board for the Bahamas, which encourages you to game responsibly.
Child's greatest gymnast is saying, I'm not myself, this doesn't feel right.
People like to put us on a pedestal when all I wanted was to be normal, to be human, like everybody else. I still have to dig deep down and remember why I'm doing it, and do it for the little girl.
At Original Patties, quality is always job number 1. With 2 convenient locations, you have twice the opportunity to enjoy our beef, chicken and veggie patties, escovitch fish, chicken and mutton roti, and our succulent jerk chicken and pork. Choose from a wide selection of tasty pastries, cakes, and breads, or pull up to our 2 convenient drive-through windows for great service with a smile. Original Patties Bakery Limited, Tonic Williams Darling Highway and Blue Hill Road South.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we have a tropical wave several hundred miles to the east of the Leeward Islands. It's struggling to develop, but as it advances towards the west and approaches the Greater Antilles, it will encounter some mountainous terrain coupled with some dry air, and that too will continue to keep a lid on development in the short term. But in the long term, as we head into about 7 days or so, that tropical wave should be somewhere in the vicinity of the western Bahamas, just around the Bimini area where the waters are warm and atmospheric conditions will become a bit more favorable for development, and it could become a tropical depression as we head into the weekend. The good news is it will continues to move towards the west, and a tropical cyclone could develop just before it makes landfall near Louisiana sometime on Tuesday of next week. So for the Bahamas, as far as we're concerned, it's only going to be a rain-producing system as it moves through these islands later in the week and during the weekend. Our satellite picture, well, it's showing you over in the far eastern Atlantic there, the disorganized showers associated with that tropical wave, which is spreading westward across the greater part of the Bahamas. High pressure is in control, but we do have that front boundary across the extreme northwest Bahamas, firing up some heavy showers and thunderstorms in the vicinity of Grand Bahama and North Abaco, which will continue tonight through tomorrow. Now, our forecast for tonight, partly cloudy, very warm with a passing shower developing late tonight with your low temperature around 81 degrees. And then tomorrow it's going to be partly sunny and hot with a straight shower. Some tropical rainstorms will develop later in the week, and that's associated with that tropical wave that we've been talking about. 90 degrees for your high temperature, and your extended weather forecast. We'll have those pop-up showers into Thursday. But as we head into Friday, we'll see more cloudy conditions with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some of which will be heavy at times right through Saturday. And we head into Sunday. Things will, at least the rains will clear up a bit, but the cloud cover will remain with us as we head into the early part of next week. Temperature-wise, very, very warm during the next couple of days in the 90s, but we'll get you into the 80s into Friday and Saturday as that cloud cover continues to shield us.
Well, thanks, Basil. Before we leave, for many high school graduates, tertiary studies is normally the next step following 12th grade. But for some, the route of an international certificate is just as important, especially if your future goal is to incorporate elements of diversity into your profession. Tonight, our Lloyd Allen tells the story of a young Bahamian traversing a path explored by few. Tonight, we introduce you to United World College recipient Aliyah Rowe.
As the Bahamas celebrates 51 years of independence, United World College also celebrating more than 100 Bahamian students benefiting from scholarships and offering them experiences around the world. The latest recipient, 12th grader and head girl at St. Anne's School, Aliyah Rowe.
Aliyah is very confident about who she is. Of course, she has a very, very strong academic background.
UWC International Secretary Brickell Pinder claims that since 1973, the program has sought the best and brightest to add to its diverse international baccalaureate scheme and helping to cement the Bahamas as a top choice for academic excellence. And over the next 2 years, this student will call Pearson College in British Columbia, Canada, home.
Pearson is one of the schools where there's been a very good, long tradition of Bahamian students who have excelled. So we're happy that Aliyah will be going there.
133 students have profited from UWC experience over the past 51 years. And for recent recipient Kaden Smith, the adventure has changed her life.
During my time, first going off, I was super nervous knowing that I was the first Bahamian to attend United World College in Singapore and granted a full scholarship to study there for the 2 years. I felt like I was carrying a lot of weight on my shoulders, having to make the first impression and just going and showing them what Bahamian culture is and who I am as a Bahamian.
Kaden's advice to Aliyah was to stay focused, but to have fun. And for Aliyah, she simply can't wait for the journey to begin.
The quote I've always lived by and that always motivated me every single day of my life was a quote by Brian Tracy, which is, "There are no limits to what you can accomplish, except these limits are placed on your own thinking."
With no expectations, Aliyah sees the new chapter as her ticket to success.
UWC is going to help me to develop myself into a better person, especially as a change maker. It will definitely help to bring that out of me, and I feel as if it's going to support that and help me to reach further towards my dream.
Aliyah says as she is set to depart in August, her plans before then is to reconnect with family and make memories ahead of her 2-year journey. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
If this programming, now tune in for Regatta Time from Cat Island starting this Thursday, August 1st at 3 p.m. The show will be hosted by Ricardo Lightborn. And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. Thank you for watching and good night.